just did a little time warp. We're still wearing the same clothes, but now it's the 24th.
I know we didn't talk about whether we should change or anything. We just went right into it.
But
That's
you know,
okay.
it's the holiday.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Merry, Merry Christmas,
Christmas
Yule
Eve.
Eve, Christmas Eve. Yeah,
Christmas Eve. Yeah.
yeah.
It's the 24th.
We were going to talk about how I specifically really like the Icelandic tradition of everybody gets a book on Christmas Eve and hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And you just stay up and read.
Yeah. I think that's really smart. When we were there, was it 2 years ago now that we went?
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago now. Yeah. Um, so there's bookstores everywhere still there, and they're full of books in Icelandic, which you don't often see in a lot of countries. Like a lot of European countries, a lot of the books are like there'll be a small selection of books in the local language, and then a lot of um, English speaking books or English speaking books that have been translated into the local language.
Okay. Yeah.
But Iceland has the largest proportion of published authors in their
Per capita.
population
Yes. Yes.
of any country.
Yeah. Because that's
Yeah.
what there is to do. It's dark and cold.
Yeah, it's dark and cold. So write
And
write and read.
and drink
So,
hot chocolate.
yeah. Yeah. I can get behind both of those things.
Same.
One of the things we saw a lot in the different museums and sites of Iceland was reference to the 13 Yule Lads that they have, because they don't have Santa Claus there. They have 13 Yule Lads instead. And it's kind of a funky tradition.
Aren't they a little ornery?
They're very ornery. They're very odd.
But
You
each
have
one
to
has its own personality. Is that true?
Yeah, so they
Okay.
each have their own personality, and this has been going on for a long, long time. This isn't a modern
Oh, no. I think the Yule Lad
creation.
thing, uh,
Yeah,
yes, it's
they've
so
been
right.
around for a long time. So I did find a little explanation of them, because I bought a picture book about them while I was there, and we did see information about it, but I don't have all of this at my fingertips. So I found a little article about them from the Smithsonian to sort of fill us all in. So it's the 13 nights before Christmas. The kids leave a shoe on their windowsill, and if they have been good, the Yule lad from that night will leave some candy in the shoe. If they have not been good, he will leave a rotten potato. I don't know if you have smelled a rotten potato before, but those things are
Rank.
disgusting. They
Yeah.
are rank. So, do not get on the bad kid list, okay? Let's just
Look it
say
on the
that.
bad side of the Yule Lads.
Yeah, just yeah, keep it together, people. Let's be good. So, they all have their own personalities and their own sort of theme,
Okay.
right? And it sort of depended where you lived in Iceland, what the 13 characteristics were.
Oh,
But in the 1930s, there was a fellow who wrote a poem called Christmas is Coming, where he talks about the Yule Lads. And that's what sort of standardized it, like who they are and what their names are.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So we have Sheep Cot Clod, who tries to suckle the ewes in the farmer's sheep sheds. So he's trying to steal the milk from the sheep.
Oh, he's a baby.
There's
He's trying to steal from the baby lambs? Well, there's
Well, I don't
probably
think
not
they'd be
babies
babies at this
this time
point,
of
but
the year.
still from the family, you have your milking sheep out there,
Yeah.
and they
That's
rely
right.
a lot on the milk there. They make all kinds of stuff there. Anyway,
Icelandic sheep? Yeah, they are
yeah,
dairy. Well,
yeah,
and yeah, and wool. They're triple
and wool.
purpose. I had
Triple purpose.
I had some Icelandic sheep once.
Carrying on, Gullygawk, he steals the foam from buckets of cow milk. Now, I don't know what you'd want to do with the foam.
He's a latte skimmer.
He's a latte skimmer.
Okay.
There's Stubby. He's short, and he steals food from frying pans.
Oh,
So, spoon licker, he licks spoons. So, there's bowl licker. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping. Well, we'll go to bowl licker. He steals bowls of food from under the bed because back in the olden days, they used to store bowls of food under the bed, like storage. So, bowl licker will come and steal from those bowls. There's pot scraper who would take unwashed pots and lick them clean,
okay.
kind of like the family dog, I guess.
That could be convenient.
Yep.
Okay.
Old-timey, dishwasher.
Yeah.
There's door slammer who stomps around and slams doors and keeps everybody awake. Jerk. There's
Okay.
there's, skyr gobbler who eats all the Icelandic yogurt, which is called skyr. So skyr like, yogurt is made, using the cream, right? We make yogurt with, like, the whole milk.
Yeah.
And skyr is like a high protein. It's used, it's making anyway, it's different,
Okay.
but it's delicious. Skyr is delicious.
Is it fermented then?
No, it's not fermented at all. It's just rather than being high fat like yogurt, it's high protein.
Okay.
But it's another way of preserving milk, and it's that creamy, same exact texture really as yogurt. All right. So a lot of dairy theft going on. Among these 13 Yule Lads. There's the sausage swiper who loves to steal your sausages. Window peeper, getting a little
Voyeurs
nefarious here.
here. Oh, yeah, okay.
He creeps outside the windows and will steal any stuff that he can see inside the window. So,
That's disconcerting.
yep, door sniffer.
Door sniffer? Is that what you said?
He has a huge nose and an insatiable appetite for stolen baked goods. So he's door sniffer.
Okay, so that sort of makes sense. He goes around and sniffs to see if he can smell anything baking inside the house. Is that the deal?
I guess so. Starts
Hopefully
door
the
sniffing.
slammer is not on the same other side at this
Get
same
his
time.
nose caught in the door.
Just saying.
There's Meat Hook, who will steal any meat that's left out, especially smoked lamb. That's his favorite.
Okay.
And Candle Beggar, who will steal candles, which were very
Sure.
sought after items in Iceland. It's dark there a lot this time of year. Your candles are important things. So those are the 13 Yule Lads.
Okay.
And now they're kind of like it's like, oh, it's kind of cutesy and like they're coming and they'll put candy in your shoe and stuff.
But they're ornery.
But they're ornery because they're kind of like weird old men, kind of elfy things, you know. But then also there's Grilla, right? Who will come down from the mountains on Christmas and will boil naughty children alive. And then there's also a giant black cat who's the Christmas cat
Okay.
and will prowl around the country on Christmas Eve looking for children who are not wearing new clothing and eat them. Which I think is a genius way to get your children to appreciate getting new clothes for Christmas.
But do they have to wear them to bed? I mean, this cat prowls around at night, you
Well, it's
said.
Christmas Eve.
Oh,
I mean, night in Iceland at this time of year is
all the
just
time.
most of the day.
Which is all the time. Yeah.
So they used to be like the drawings of them, they really are drawn like sort of crotchety old men, kind of like, "Arr," and like really kind of creepy looking.
Yeah.
But they used to be like even more like parent like they were definitely a fear tactic kind of thing, and the parents would tell like creepy stories about them and stuff like that, and like they're coming kind of thing. But to the point that in 1746 there was a law passed banning parents from tormenting their children with the monster stories about the 13 Yule lads.
Oh my god.
Yule lads. That is an actual law in Iceland. And so now they're sort of just like little tricksters that come like they're not like coming
Horrible.
to get you
And they're not gonna
anymore.
boil me.
Right. Well, no, Grilla still boils children, so there's still
Oh.
that.
Oh, yeah, that's not the Yule Lad, that's the come from the
That's
mountain.
I think that she's, like, who they live with or she's angry at them. I forget how Grilla fits into
But
the
she's
thing.
like the equivalent of the witch in Hansel and Gretel, it sounds like.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, the Yule Lads,
Wow. So much
13
for feeling safe and cozy in your bed.
door sniffers out.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so that's the Yule Lads. That's the
Interesting.
Yule Lads. And I feel like so it's so funny, you look at, information about travel to Iceland, and it's sort of like low, 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 and then in the early 2000 like, really with Instagram, the spike it goes like this, like, people go to Iceland like crazy now, and I feel like that's why we're learning about this more because more people are traveling to Iceland and they're seeing the exhibits about the Yule Lads, and they're like, "Have you heard about this? This is crazy."
And the
And,
sweaters.
spreading the Yule Lad cheer
Or fear.
or fear
Just saying.
to the rest of the world.
Wow. They're naughty. Okay.
They're naughty little fellas.
So they come in different orders depending on where you live?
No, I think it's the same order. I think it's day 1's the one guy, day 2's
Okay.
they come in
So when
order.
is the scary
But it was when before that poem was written in the 1930s, it was sort of like, if you were from this place, you might not have door sniffer. Maybe you have Mr. Murder Man or whatever. I don't know, like
Maybe you had
cat
door
kicker.
slammer instead of sniffer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Wow, that's
So,
just bizarre. Okay.
yeah.
So, do you have Christmas Eve traditions? Not so much.
We what have we done? So we do everybody gets new pajamas and that's what you get to open on Christmas Eve is I still wrap them. And so everyone gets to open those on Christmas Eve. And normally like we'll just like have some hot chocolate and watch some Christmas
Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
That's about it. Yeah.
yeah. I was behind with editing video, and so I did not partake in the watching of the Polar Express. That happened.
Oh,
It's okay. It happened last night. It's fine. I was editing video, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna go watch this because we know you don't like it anyway." I'm like, "Okay."
perfect.
I think it's strange that nobody has a name.
Oh, well, it's a dream. Or is it?
You gotta do the you usually
Or
put
is
your
it?
arm up.
Yeah. Or is it?
Huh. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a dream.
Yeah.
That's why everyone looks like versions of Tom Hanks, because
Right.
he's the kid and the dad and the hobo and
Yeah. Right.
Santa and
Yeah.
everything, yeah, it's all just a
Oh,
dream.
speaking of which, I watched recently this is off topic, but not really. I mean, the segue was Tom Hanks. I watched, I think it was on Apple TV, I watched Greyhound,
Oh,
where
yeah.
he have you seen that?
Yeah, that came out a year or
No,
2 ago, I think.
I know, but,
Yeah.
I'm slow on getting to things. But it was, I just thought it was really interesting, and also from my perspective, it was interesting because my father-in-law, who he's he's n dead now, but he was 101 when he passed away,
Mhm.
and has it been 3 years since he died? But he was a pilot on an aircraft carrier in World War
Oh,
II,
wow.
and so he would have been providing some of that air support.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, the movie it's intense, and from that perspective of thinking about Bill, thinking about my father-in-law in, you know, out in
Yeah.
that environment, it was just, wow, wow, you know? Anyway. Oh, can I just say also, since I'm talking about Apple TV, if you have not yet watched Lessons in Chemistry,
Oh,
it's
I haven't seen that one.
it's good.
Is it? Okay.
I just finished the last episode last night.
Nice.
After I was done editing, then I watched that. 'cause they weren't done with Polar Express, so I'm like, "Oh, I'll just go watch the last episode then."
There you go.
There are a
Nice.
couple of scenes that are difficult,
Uh-huh.
so just be mindful of small children if you have our viewers have, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
yeah, so but it's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah, we've just been watching, The Crown, which I mentioned
yeah,
last episode.
yeah,
It's, like, up to, like, so there was sort of like 6 episodes or something, 5 episodes released around Thanksgiving time
yeah,
that dealt with up to Diana's death and, like, the aftermath.
right.
And now it's really focused on William now going forward, and, like, how all the teenage girls were, like, obsessed with William.
Mhm.
And then there's another episode focusing on William and Kate and how they met and whether that was, like, orchestrated by her mother or not.
Mm,
Which the spoiler alert, the writers of the show seem to think that she had a big hand in them getting together. And then I was like, well, how much is this is true? And it was like, well, this thing didn't happen at all. And there's some debate about the motives behind this thing, so it's all historical fiction at this
yeah, I
point.
mean, it's TV. Yeah,
Yeah. And then the last one dealt with Margaret's death, like her strokes and death and stuff. So
interesting.
it's crazy to, like, be watching that show and be like, "Oh, I remember when this happened. Oh, I remember when
Yeah, I
that
was
happened."
just gonna say that because I haven't watched it recently at all,
Yeah,
and so I was just thinking back to where I was and what time of my life
yeah,
it was when Diana died.
right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
because that was late 90s?
very late 90s, yeah,
Yeah,
late 90s. Well,
right?
like 97?
7, I wanna
I wanna
say?
say 97. I took a year off college, 96 to 97, it was after that. So it's either 97 or no, it was 95, 94,
No, I think you're right because
96, 97, so I think it was 97.
mhm, yeah, because I remember I was on a graveyard shift, I was a 911
Right,
operator, and I worked for a very small police department in Oregon, and I remember, you know, reading the news
right.
because the internet was new, and
I don't
you
remember
could
how I heard.
I remember reading, like, MSN News or something
Yeah,
during the night on Graveyard. Yeah,
yeah.
no segue here. Christmas Eve, we usually play board games. We're into the board games.
Nice.
Christmas Eve is usually just snack food and board games.
Yeah, that's like our Christmas Day, really.
We usually well, same. I mean,
Yeah,
this is like the whole weekend is gonna be like board game marathon.
yeah.
Well, if I have a say in it, anyway.
I always get us a new game every year, and then we'll play the new game and we'll play old ones we liked. And I bought a game this year, and
Oh,
I'm like, I don't remember why I picked this game, and I don't remember what the game is about. And I was just like, well, we'll all find out together. And I wrapped it and put it under the tree.
we don't have anything under our tree because cats. We bring it
Yeah,
up. We like it all appears that morning because
nice.
yeah, cats. They're so naughty. They're so
They are.
naughty.
They
Yeah.
are.
You don't remember the name of the board game that you got?
I think it's called Azul.
Oh,
Azul.
as in the color blue?
Yeah. I have no memory of why I picked it out or what it's about.
We also
So
usually get out of we have a new puzzle too, and it's 1,000
nice,
pieces, and it's,
nice.
cats, so we have to be careful about that.
We have 2 puzzles that we have not gotten to yet
Mm,
on our stack of puzzles, so we'll probably start another one at Christmas as well. Right now, my, oldest has a advent puzzle calendar, so that's
right,
being worked on in that space, but that'll be done tomorrow or
soon.
today. It'll be done today
Yeah,
as
yeah.
this airs, it will come
So,
out.
I
It'll be done.
have talking about board games, I have board game knitting all ready to go.
Nice.
So, I'm still working on Will's Musselburgh, but now I've shifted.
Shifted colors, nice.
Yeah, so this will be the inside, but also the brim.
Right.
And so this is, the halfway here. But it's just round and round for now. So I'm
I'm
happy
still
about that
working on my mat. That's my
for
mindless knitting.
for the tide box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I am do you want to go first and show your yarn this time since
Yeah, sure.
I'm knitting the stripe that was, kind of that pale buttery color that was difficult to see on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to finish yours real quick.
And you'll be able to see it better once I do that.
That's right. So this is 24. It's ravens.
Ooh, cool.
Ravens.
Nice. Ravens are
And
very
with the
soft.
whole Viking, raveny, Shetlandy thing.
Yep.
Okay, let me fluff it. Let me fluff it. This is yellow ochre
Oh,
from Jamieson's of Shetland.
wow. So it's kind of a mustard color.
So it's like mustardy, goldy colored. Let me get all of them.
So that's the last Jameson's
Yep,
color.
this is the end of our
Ooh, that's
Jamieson's.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I really like the contrast between all the warm colors on the top row and then the cooler on the bottom row. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
it's
That'll be
nice.
interesting to see how that all incorporates with your pattern.
So tomorrow, last maker. We
Yeah,
start our last maker tomorrow. So that's
that's
fun.
right. That's right.
That's cool.
Okay. All right. Are you
All
ready then?
right. Show me your stripe.
Okay. So now keep in mind, so you can tell 20 is the creamsicle one, and then very, very light. See, that's a
Ooh.
light buttery yellow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So 20, 21, 22, 23.
Nice.
Right. And then here's the neutral.
Okay.
And it's very, very light. I can't hardly tell.
Where does it stop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, is it just white? Is there a shade to
I
it?
I don't know if there's a little bit of a tint, a little yellowy tint or not.
I think
But
it might
yeah,
just
it's
be
very
white.
it
From
might be
here, it looks white.
it does.
From on the
Yeah,
screen.
it does. So that'll be a stark contrast when I go back to the
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see how that looks tomorrow. Okay.
Cool.
Yay.
Have an excellent Christmas Eve,
You too.
Shanna.
Okay.
I will see you tomorrow for Christmas.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody.